Okay, now we're going to continue with some functions. We got down to here. So you've already seen the sum function. That's a built-in function. This one, see, sum. Typically, it's a function name with an argument inside, and there are a variety of them. Literally scores and scores of functions. So now, to play with some functions, let's create a new sheet. So down here, you'll notice I've got 3 sheets so far. I can create a new one. If I want to call it something, let's double click on the name and type in new one. Okay. So now let's do, let's say, a home mortgage. So I'm going to do the amount that I borrow, the number of years.
It's 10 o'clock.
I'm borrowing it for, and the interest rate that I get. So let's say I'm borrowing $300,000 for 30 years at an interest rate of 3%. I want to know the yearly payment. Now, I don't want to have to remember that formula, so I'm going to put my cursor right here. That's where I want to stick that value. And I'm going to click on functions. And I already had used that, but let's go down and find out where that is. There are financial functions. You'll notice. You just scroll down, see financial, and I'm looking for payment. See, now if you don't remember which one to use, you can click on the name and it tells you what it does, and it gives you the syntax. But you don't even have to do that. All you have to do is double click once you know which one is correct, and just fill in the cells. So for example, rate, I'll just click on interest rate, and see it gives you the value right there. The number of periods is the number of years, 30. The present value is the amount that I'm borrowing now, and if I hit the return, that gives me my yearly payments. Now what if I wanted a monthly payment? Well, I can do that by inserting this payment function again, but the rate is 3% per year, but per month it's divided by 12. The number of periods is 30 years, but it's 30 years times 12 to get the number of months, and then the present value is the same. Okay, so now let's see what else we're going to do here. Oh yes, this is a fun one. Okay, I want to, let's say I want to use, I want to create a mailing label. So I'm going to type in my first name, North Andover, Mass. And let's say I want a street address right here. In this, I want this mailing label in this cell. Well, I want to combine all of these guys. So if I type in equals, concatenate. See now, but I don't want to have to try to remember that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually insert this function, concatenate, and I'm going to double click. And I want that one. I want a space. I want this one, followed by a space. I want a carriage return here. And then I want this, followed by a space, followed by this last one. And if I hit the return, well, that didn't do much, did it? Hold on here. That's in this one. That doesn't look good. So I need to wrap this text and increase the size a bit, and we are good to go. Now I can format it and do whatever else I want, but there's my mailing label. Okay, so now let's do something else. Let's do some, here do an array. I can do a shortcut to find this GPA. So let's say I want, well, first of all, let's just do the quality points without QP, without doing an extra column. Sometimes I don't want to have to create a new column. So I can say equals, and I'm going to sum the product of this column with this column. And then use your Shift Control Enter. And that actually gives, see, that gives the same value. But it's a shortcut. It's using arrays or matrices to calculate this value. And then I can just do the GPA again. This divided by the total hours. Or I could, if I wanted to, I could do this all in one step. Sum this value times this value, close, divided by the sum of this column. And then again, Shift Control Enter. And that gives me the same number. But now it's all in one formula. I don't need any of this other stuff. Okay, so now here's a common problem. I got these GPAs calculated all over the place. Let's say I'm going to retake English here because I got a 2.0. How much do I need to get? What grade do I need to get in order to bring my GPA up to 2.8? Okay. So now I can go to the data here, the data tab, and do a what if. Under what if, there's a goal seek. I'm going to set this cell, I want to set this cell to 2.8, and I'm going to do that by changing my grade in English. And it does it for me. So I know now I need a 2.9 to get a 2.8 GPA. So you got that dialog box. Let's see, what else here? I have this budget. If I wanted to copy this budget, but not the formatting, into a new sheet, I can paste special. So I can right-click, paste special, and just paste the values. Okay, and one more thing. I'd like to do some graphing exercise here. So let's say I want to graph year versus total giving. Have I done the lookup yet? I don't remember if I did lookup. Maybe not. We'll do that in a minute. Let's do graphing here. So we're going to do a chart. And let's do a column chart for the first one. Okay, so I'm going to highlight these two guys and do a column chart. Well, see, that didn't do it, did it? Look, I don't want year in there. I want year down at the bottom. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this, and this gives me the dialog for the chart. See, I have two series. The series are these guys. So, but what I want is in the x-axis, I want this. So I want that in the x-axis. Right? So, and I don't want this showing as a series. So I just want, in the x-axis, I want column A, and in the y-axis, I want column B, and that's it. So that's it. So here's a legend. I can control that. I can do all sorts of stuff here with the formatting. I can do legend, get rid of it if I want to. I can change the axes. I can do grid lines if I want. I can do a trend line or not. very not do that I wanted to do. Sometimes you're interested, if you have a big table, you want to look stuff up. I'm going to do this very quickly. So I'm going to do a VLOOKUP. I'm going to show you the function very quickly. Let's say I want to do, I want to look up the year. Whoops, wait a minute. Let's back up here. I'm going too quickly. I want to be able to type in the year and get the giving. So let's say I have 1995 here, and I want to do a lookup because I have a really big table. Look up the value in this cell using this table in the second column. If I type in a different value, see, the giving changes. So it looks up the value in this table. All right, that's it.